Welcome back. Today I'll be talking about the listening, the reading, writing, and speaking part of the IELTS exam. And as for the listening test, for the academic and general training, it is the same listening test. And there are 40 questions, and the time limit is 30 minutes. And in case you feel that your listening is not one of your strengths, you can easily improve by listening to BBC World Service News, listen to English songs. You can also listen to CNN. You can watch movies. And most important of all is to practice from past Cambridge papers such as 15, 14, 13, 12, and so on. And in case when you find that you got an answer wrong, do not get disheartened. Instead, listen to the recording again and find out where you made the mistake. So this 40 minutes time, this is for the paper-based candidates. The recording is for 30 minutes. After that, the recording will say you have 10 minutes time to transfer your answers to the answer sheet. And the recording is played only once. So to utilize the time efficiently, when the recording says you have half a minute to look at questions 1 to 4, please read the questions, underline the keywords, that is the words before the blank and after the blank, and try and find out what exactly they're asking for. For example, I have used here Jane blank, which shows that we are going to look for a name. We need to listen for a name. So it has to be a surname. It can be Jane Smith or Jane Jamieson. And as I say that repeat this in your mind, you just constantly remind yourself that question 1 is a name I need to look for, question 2 is a number, question 3 is the name of a place, question 4 is a skill. So the skill can be communicative skills or computer skills. And we can always guess. It is good to guess answers, but we must listen attentively to the recording and only then we should guess. And we also need to be careful of the trap answers. Next comes the reading section. And one thing I just forgot to mention was that in the computer-based exams, candidates, you have to type in your answers as soon as you listen to the recording, because you do not have any extra time at the end of your test to transfer answers. So as the recording goes, you need to type out the answers. The reading section for both computer-based, paper-based, and for both general training and academic is 1 hour. There will be 40 questions. And what we need to do is we always read the questions first and then we move on to the passage. However, for the list of headings for this one, which is common in all the IELTS papers, for this type of questions, what we do is we directly just go on to the paragraphs and we start reading the paragraph first and then the list of headings. Because the moment we read the list of headings first, we are never going to get the correct answers. And for the reading exam, these are the 3 skills we need to get extremely good at, and they are scheming, scanning, and close reading. And also we can eliminate wrong answers, so there is less chance of making mistakes once you can identify that this answer is wrong. So you're choosing the correct answer gets higher points. And always start by answering the easy questions first. If you find the sentence completion answers easy, start with that. then move on to the yes no questions or to the true false, whichever you find, because all of us, we are unique in our own abilities. Maybe you might be able to do the true false not given, might be easy for you, so do whichever way you want. But on the day of the exam, always start with the easy questions. For writing, the time is 1 hour, which is 60 minutes, and it is divided. For task one, it's 20 minutes, and task two is 40 minutes. For the general training, task one, you need to write a letter, which can be formal or informal. And task two is an essay, which is similar to the academic training essays, which I'll be talking about later. And for academic training, task one, you need to describe a chart, a table, or graph, or maps, or diagrams. And for task two, the essay is same 250 words in 40 minutes. And there are 5 types of essays. They are the discussion essays like agree, disagree, advantage, disadvantages, opinion essays, problem solutions, and direct question essays. For both the tasks, for task one and task two, you must spend 5 minutes organizing your ideas. You may write in bullet points on your question booklet, and this is for the paper-based candidates. And for the computer-based candidates, you can write on the logon details sheet, but remember that these papers and booklets are not going to be looked at by the examiner. And the most important thing is, do not start writing after reading the questions. Make sure you understand what the essay is asking you to write, and you need to answer all the parts. And you must revise your work for grammatical errors, spelling mistakes. And when you are answering, the answer sheet with the red border is for task one, and the one with the black border is for task two. And you need to be careful with that one. Next comes the speaking. The speaking test is with an IELTS speaking examiner, which is face to face, which is similar to an interview, but you do not need to wear formal clothing. You can wear comfortable clothes. The test is for 11 to 14 minutes, and it is held in 3 parts. Part one is after the examiner is done introducing himself. He or she will be asking you your name, where you're from. He'll ask to show you your ID, and where you just hold your passport like this with your bio page, that is your photograph and your details, your name, date of birth, date of issue, date of expiry, those things. But remember to hold it like this in front, because due to the pandemic, there is going to be a glass in front of the examiner and yourself. So you have to hold it like this. Previously, you had to hand it over. And the important part is wearing of the mask during the speaking test. And if you have already booked your exam date, so please practice wearing the mask. This will make you feel comfortable and familiar. Otherwise, it does become difficult to speak, as we all go through tension during the exam. So it's better to practice from before. Then in part two, where the examiner will be giving you a question booklet with the question, and you will be given 1 minute time to prepare your notes or to prepare the answer, like what you're going to speak on. And best way to do is to make bullet points, and you are allowed to look at it. But in the speaking test, you have to maintain eye contact with the examiner. You cannot look here and there while speaking. And next, after the 2 minutes, the examiner will be asking you follow-up questions. And part three, the examiner will be asking you more abstract and detailed questions, which is linked to the topic in part two. So that's the end. Stay tuned for more. Good luck with your exams. Start practicing and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel.